Tonight we report on why Moses Lake High School was placed on lockdown and a Day of the Dead celebration coming up on Saturday. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Wharton's Orlando Alba was named WIAA Athlete of the Week, and an ex-Mariner drives in 2 runs in San Francisco's win over the Royals last night. Let's take a glance at our Weather Center forecast.
And coming up here in the weather department, I'll have details on whether or not Mother Nature's treating us to a trick or a treat this weekend. So stay with us.
I'm Alan Troop, and we have all this and much more on I-501 News.
From the I-501 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is I-501 News, your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is I-501 News, and it starts now.
Moses Lake High School and Chief Moses Middle School went into a modified lockdown Thursday morning. The school district decided to increase security at the 2 schools after a student was suspended, District Superintendent Michelle Price said. A recorded message sent to parents stated the Moses Lake High School went into a modified lockdown at about 11 a.m. Students were asked to remain in the school buildings until the lockdown was lifted. Chief Moses Middle School returned to normal after lunch, and the high school at the end of the school day. The student was being disciplined and became agitated and angry as he was walked out of the school. Price said there was no direct threats toward the students or the schools. The student was more agitated than staff considered normal for being suspended. Moses Lake Police Captain Dave Sands said the police school resource officers were at the school assisting school district staff. Downtown businesses and community groups across Grant County are hosting Halloween events tomorrow night. Reporter Devin Higgins has the details.
Even with rain in the forecast for the night of Halloween, thousands of trick-or-treaters will be out Friday night, and there's no shortage of free trick-or-treat events across Grant County. Downtown events are happening in Ephrata on Basin Street at participating businesses from 4 to 6 p.m., in Quincy from 4 to 6 p.m., and in Moses Lake near Sincayu Square from 5 to 7 p.m. The Ephrata Senior Center is holding a Halloween carnival beginning at 4 p.m. The Ephrata American Legion Post holds its annual Monster Mash starting at 4, with a kids' carnival, trunk-or-treat event, and live music. The United Methodist Church in Ephrata is also having a trunk-or-treat event at 4. Moses Lake High School's trick-or-treating is Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the high school. City officials urge drivers to take it slow and drive carefully through the downtown areas and neighborhoods and make sure trick-or-treaters can be seen. For more information on all the events, go to i501.com/news.
A teenager was charged with a felony for fleeing police in a chase that reached 110 miles per hour. Daniel Zepeda Medina, an 18-year-old Quincy resident, was charged in Grant County Superior Court on October 24th with attempting to elude a pursuing police vehicle. Zepeda Medina allegedly lied to police about driving a red 1997 Honda Civic with a black hood on July 21st. The police stopped him once and gave him a break by letting him go with a warning about driving with a suspended license. Zepeda Medina reportedly drove by police as they finished checking a burglary alarm on 6th Avenue Southeast later that same night. Police reported they turned on their emergency lights and attempted to stop Zepeda Medina. He allegedly began to flee police and was driving at speeds up to 110 miles per hour until an officer lost sight of him near the intersection of Adams Road Northwest and State Route 28. Zepeda Medina is not in custody, and a judge has not issued a bench warrant by October 29th. One could be issued for his arrest or a summons sent to his home requiring him to appear in court for the charge. One house in Moses Lake has more than just jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween decorations. More than 24 inflatable decorations are lit up at Cheryl Coulter's home. Reporter Jeff Chu met up with her and has the story.
Cheryl Coulter has 26 inflatable Halloween figurines on her Crestmont Drive front lawn in Moses Lake. But the Moses Lake School District Secretary says she has good reason.
Trick-or-treating was one of my best memories as a child. Going out and getting candy and dressing up, and I love trick-or-treating, and as much as I think that's great, the the Halloween parties they have at school and churches and all that. I don't want home trick-or-treating to die. So I want to make sure that my house says, you're welcome to come trick-or-treat here, knock on my door, and I will give you candy.
She has upwards of 70 inflatables to cover holidays year-round. Coulter says she gets them on sale so it's not too hard on her pocketbook. Trick-or-treating kids get candy and a baseball card because her husband Alan is a collector. If you think her Halloween decor is over the top, Coulter says just wait until Christmas. The house is at 2069 South Crestmont Drive. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be back right after this with your Halloween weather forecast.
Are you looking to improve your or your child's smile? At Casciati Orthodontics, we make it our mission to make braces more affordable and fun. Our business has proudly served the Columbia Basin for over 20 years, and our new conveniently located state-of-the-art facility offers a relaxing environment full of fun activities for the kids. We accept all types of insurance and have convenient payment plans available. Give us a call for a complimentary evaluation, no referral needed, or check us out on the web and make an appointment online.
Attention business owners. The deadline is fast approaching to advertise in the 2015 edition of the Moses Lake Local Book. Don't be the only business left out. In print or online, it's the best way to reach your customer when they're ready to buy. Call today to place your ad by calling 877-738-9829 or by visiting us online at www.statewideyp.com. The Moses Lake Local Book Telephone Directory. Simply the best advertising.
Hi everybody, meteorologist Don Morelli with you here on iFiber Channel 1 News Weather. Hope you enjoyed your Thursday and overnight tonight into Halloween. Still a little unsettled, it looks like. Our forecast, by the way, brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And of course, the weekend's just around the corner, so you may have places to go. So we'll see how it fares for you. But we are looking for a nice weekend. I promise you, it is going to get very, very sunny out there, so all the clouds are going to go away, but it's still going to remain a little unsettled through much of the day Friday. During the afternoon hours, we'll see a little bit more of the decreasing clouds and showers around the area here in the Columbian Basin. So squeezing in a nice weekend, but it'll be brief because showers looks like it'll be back by the time we hit the work week. Speaking of showers, how much have we picked up? About 100s, 200s, 300s of an inch generally. Nothing terribly heavy, but again, still made it at a gray kind of unsettled day. 56 and 49 the extremes today, and looking at Moses Lake, seeing pretty similar conditions generally, about a 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of precipitation. 58 and 47 the extremes. Over the next couple of hours, we might see a few breaks, but then the clouds and maybe some fog coming back in and the showers. So again, a little gray and unsettled still overnight tonight, but another little band or two is going to come in and probably greet us, especially during the morning hours. Tell you why here. You'll see as we slide through the overnight hours, some breaks, but then you see at the midnight hour, a little bit more steadier rain, especially the southern areas of the Cascades, and that might hold together to come across just briefly. But notice during the afternoon hours, most precipitation fizzles on out. But if you slide to the weekend, some breaks will develop, but still lots of clouds, but still I think we'll see a fairly decent weekend. Still a little cool, but late in the period you see another slug of moisture there, waiting in the wings, if you will, to come on in to start the work week. But here is the last day of this work week, Friday, coming on up. West of the Cascades, still lots of clouds and moisture. Some breaks developing after some morning showers in our area, and still clouds and showers in the inland northwest. So here we go with the temperatures. You can see, due to the clouds, again, a little cool, but seasonal. A little chilly, if you ask me. But maybe some peaks of the sun during the afternoon as well. Now, again, the trick-or-treaters coming out tomorrow evening. I'm hoping, and I'm not promising, but I'm hoping that it'll be a dry one. I think it will be for the most part. I don't think it'll be too much trouble. And then again, we pick up an hour this weekend. Don't forget to turn that clock back. A little chilly on Sunday morning. Monday morning, and then showers coming on back Monday, Tuesday, with some clouds midweek next week. Again, Halloween evening, not too bad. Happy Halloween, everyone. Keep it here. Of course, sports is coming up in just a few minutes.
You don't need me to tell you that 4 and all-wheel drive time is on its way. But maybe you didn't know your local Toyota dealers are gearing up for the season with special savings on our top-selling 4 and all-wheel drive models. From tough Tundra trucks to our best-selling CUV RAV4 or Benza, the perfect blend of all-wheel drive with safety and style. Plus many others. The bottom line is exceptional 4 or all-wheel drive savings just in time for winter. For full details on these and other savings, visit any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Hi, I'm Angus Lee, the Grant County prosecutor, and I've spent my entire adult life committed to public service. As a younger man, I fought for our country in the United States Marines, and I was awarded the Combat Action Ribbon and the Purple Heart. For nearly a decade now, I've been fighting criminals here in Grant County. My trial record speaks for itself. I have convictions in over 90% of my jury trials, and I've personally prosecuted the most serious cases, and I've won.
Angus Lee, the proven crime fighter.
I'm Angus Lee, and I approve this message.
Wharton's Orlando Alba was named WIAA 2B Athlete of the Week for his performance in the Cougars' 54-34 win over Kittitas. Alba rushed for 134 yards and 2 scores and hauled in 6 Connor Haynes passes for 263 yards and 3 touchdowns. Haynes had an outstanding game as well, completing 21 of 31 passes for 463 yards and 6 TDs in the lopsided affair. The Wenatchee Wild is back on the ice for a 3-game series with Kenai River this weekend. The Wild sports a 12-3 record in the South Conference of the North American Hockey League. Wenatchee trails league leader Topeka by 4 games. Former Mariner Michael Morse's sacrifice fly scored the first run of the game. His single in the 4th broke a 2-2 tie, and San Francisco beat Kansas City 3-2 last night. The Game 7 win gave the Giants their 3rd World Series title in the past 5 years. Giants ace Madison Bumgarner capped his MVP performance by allowing 2 hits over 5 shutout innings of relief. It was an amazing performance for the big lefty who was pitching on 2 days rest. At one stretch in last night's game, Bumgarner set down 14 straight Royal batters. Well, first place is on the line in the NFC South this evening as the Panthers entertain the Saints. Carolina starts the night with a percentage points lead over New Orleans with a record of 3-4-1. The Saints are 3-4. It's been an odd year for New Orleans as the Saints have won all 3 games at home while dropping 4 on the road. Of those 4 defeats, 3 have been by 3 points or less. The Panthers welcome back the team's all-time leading rusher, DeAngelo Williams. He's missed the last 4 games with an ankle injury. All-Pro tight end Jimmy Graham is back on the field for the Saints as well after missing time with a shoulder injury. The team split games last year with both getting wins at home. The Seahawks are looking to make it 2 wins in a row when they host winless Oakland. Seahawks Hall of Famer Walter Jones is getting inducted into the Ring of Honor at CenturyLink Field. Seattle is looking to get their running game back on track, so expect a big game from Beast Mode. We'll be sure and tune in at 7 tonight for our coverage of the Moses Lake Wenatchee volleyball game. It's going to be a good one as the teams jockey for district playoff seeding. Sean Wells and Cody Johnson will be calling the live action. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Cindy Carter, your Grant County Commissioner. Currently, I serve the 92,000 residents of Grant County, working with over 700 employees, 11 different labor unions, and providing oversight to an annual budget of $131 million. I have served in this capacity for 7.5 years, working closely with each department and office, reviewing their individual budgets to ensure a balanced overall budget so the county can remain fiscally strong. I'm Cindy Carter. Please vote for me in the 2014 election as your Grant County Commissioner.
I'm Daryl Pheasant. I've been your treasurer for 28 years. I take my oath seriously, following the laws consistently and fairly. This complex job depends on experience. Experience to run a $200 million public investment pool. Experience working with state agencies, banks, attorneys, title companies. Experience to know the law and be able to explain it. With reduced staffing, we need a working treasurer. Let me continue working hard for you. Public service, experience, leadership that is unmatched. Vote Daryl Pheasant for County Treasurer.
Our spotlight story tonight is about a Quincy High School students' senior project that's bringing a Mexican tradition to the town Saturday to honor loved ones who have passed on. Reporter Jeff Chu has that story.
For her senior community service project, High Tech High student Maria Gutierrez wants to bring the Day of the Dead tradition to Quincy. Maria and her mentors have long been planning the Day of the Dead, or Dia del Muertos festival. The event will make its debut this Saturday at Quincy High School cafeteria. From 7 a.m. to noon, families will have the opportunity to set up altars honoring their loved ones for a $10 donation. Proceeds will go to the Children's Cancer Society as requested by Maria Gutierrez. The free event officially opens to the public from 1 to 6 p.m. Saturday. Maria said it's a tradition that is near and dear to her family and her Latino culture.
Here in Quincy, they don't do a tradition like in Mexico every single year, November the 1st. It means remembering your loved ones who had died and just being together with their family.
Maria's senior project mentor, Maria Trevino, described the difference between Halloween and the Day of the Dead.
Halloween is All Saints Day. Kids are supposed to go out and dress up and go out and ask for candies as a treat. But according to the history and the story, the traditional story, it says that starting on Halloween, which is October 31st to November 2nd, all the souls come down to be with their families and celebrate, and you bring candies to them and you do the offerings. So they start from the 31st to November 2nd. Every year, this is a celebration, and that's why in Mexico, they celebrate it where the cemeteries are at. It lights up, and they fill the roads with lanterns so they can guide their way to the cemetery and celebrate with music. Instead of it being a grieving time, you celebrate their lives and the way they lived.
Trevino shared the meaning of the Day of the Dead.
It's a celebration of life. You put everything that they like, their foods, their activities, and in some places they put down the music that they liked. A lot of our young kids are missing now. They don't know what it is. They hear about it, but they don't know the history behind it.
Trevino, who loves Mexican history, built a Day of the Dead altar to her parents. She said on Saturday she will remember and celebrate her loved ones lost, including her son.
My altar for my immediate family will be on my husband, who was a veteran, and my son, who was 17, and he was murdered in 1999 on his way home from school. So I will be doing one. I'm always sad, but this is one time that I'm going to enjoy putting something happy. All the things that he liked, the food that he liked, put his football shoes out there, put his Letterman's jacket, put everything that was good that he liked.
Mary Garza, who works at the school and helped mentor Maria's senior project, said excitement for the festival is growing.
It's interesting. We've never had anything like this before that I know of.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
And we will be right back after this.
This is Garth Dano. I'm asking for your vote for Grant County Prosecutor and have practiced law here with my family for 34 years. I care about this county and the people who live and raise their families here. I'm committed to improving our justice system in Grant County so we can all be proud of it. I will hold serious offenders accountable and will work with all our police officers to protect the public. Currently, it takes 3 to 4 years to have a civil trial heard in our courts. I am committed to working with the judges to solve this unnecessary delay. Please vote for me in the upcoming general election. I am Garth Dano and I approve this message.
Game time.
Papa's in the house.
Wow. What's all this?
I'm all about stats. For instance, have I got some numbers for you? Papa John's, a leader in online ordering.
You bet, Jim.
You were the first pizza company to offer it nationwide. What's the secret?
Jim, it's the pizza.
To celebrate our online leadership, get Papa John's new double pepperoni and bacon pizza for just $12.
Better ingredients,
better pizza.
And a better way to get it, papajohns.com.
Welcome back. A Mattawa woman told police she was driving a stolen car to dump it at a gravel pit after finding it behind her home. Katrina Engel, a 27-year-old Mattawa resident, pleaded guilty in Grant County Superior Court to theft in the second degree. The charge was reduced from possession of a stolen vehicle as part of a plea agreement. Engel faced a sentencing range of 2 to 6 months, and a judge sentenced her to 2 months in jail with 10 days converted to community service. The charge stems from when police found her driving a stolen maroon 1994 Honda Civic on Road 24 Southwest on May 22, 2014. She told the arresting officer she found it in the alley behind her home with the keys in it, and she was driving it to leave it at a gravel pit. Art Semro Post 28 and American Legion Auxiliary Unit 28 host the 17th Annual Veterans Day Parade on November 11th in Ephrata. The parade assembles at 10:30 a.m. in front of the Grant County Courthouse. All veterans groups and the public are invited to attend the parade. The parade starts on C Street and runs along 2nd Avenue Southwest to Basin Street and west to the World War II Memorial at the Ephrata Recreation Center. A rifle salute will be fired at 11 a.m. in memory of the armistice that ended World War I. The parade continues north on Basin Street, and another rifle salute will be fired at the Vietnam Memorial in front of the courthouse. A luncheon is planned after the event at the Art Semro Post at 276 8th Avenue Northwest. In Northwest news, the Yakima Tribal Council says it will sue the U.S. Department of Energy and the Environmental Protection Agency over plans to clean up Hanford's 300 area. The tribe has filed a required 60-day notice of its intent to sue the agencies in federal court. The tribe says the selected cleanup actions for the 300 area, which is adjacent to the city of Richland, do not protect human health and the environment as required by law. The Yakima Nation is not seeking any monetary damages, but instead wants the court to order a new cleanup plan to protect the Columbia River and the health of future generations. The tribe says hazardous chemical and radioactive wastes contaminate the soil and groundwater beneath the 300 area. Starbucks baristas and other employees aren't happy about a new company dress code. They've been told engagement rings and precious gems need to stay in their jewelry boxes. Como's Lindsay Cohen has the story.
Beyonce sings about it. Billboards want you to buy into it. Makes me happy. But if you work for one of the country's largest coffee houses, better leave that bling at home.
Interesting. Don't bother me.
For real? Is that true? Oh, that seems kind of ridiculous.
Ridiculous as it may seem to some, Starbucks now says an engagement ring, anything with a stone, isn't welcome on its workers, even though tattoos and nose studs are now okay. The changes are part of a new dress code introduced at retail stores earlier this month, brewing up a bitter taste on social media. One man wrote, quote, "To Starbucks, my wife just said you've instituted a policy she can't wear her wedding ring to work anymore. Where are your brains?" Another, quote, "Now my wife can't wear her wedding ring during her shift, so whose name do I put on the lawsuit when she's harassed?" And then this one, "I would rather see a wedding ring and a watch than someone's mom tattoo." A Starbucks spokesman said the changes are based on federal food safety guidelines, that it's not about engagement rings specifically. Plain bands can still be worn. A policy vowing to make food safety a priority, not about whether workers can express their own values.
I think they should have the right to wear it. They're engaged. I mean, that's all right if it don't get in the way of the work.
If there's science behind it, then I think it makes sense.
I think we should probably follow Europe's lead when it comes to food safety.
In Seattle, Lindsay Cohen, KOMO 4 News.
And that's going to do it for us here at I-501 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.